Have today, I'm trying to work on open motor spelt O for Oscar, E for Papa, E for Echo, N for November, M for Mike, O for Oscar, T for Tango, O for Oscar, R for Romeo. It's open sense. You get open sense, you get sensology, you get motology. Motology, basically, people like to move first based on the motor, how the neurons fire. The separation goes between sensory function and and arbitrary control, and actually arbitrary and control systems and sensory control. So I'm gonna just go to the repository on OBNXS, the one I'm locked out of, and try to demonstrate that it's competent to work with as a framework. So let's do it, Namdi. So the moment that I brought it in there, yeah. Control systems for human autonomy and civil transit. You cannot control what you don't inhabit. You can ground what you observe, the open motor action. So the open motor framework is for, a cybernetics feedback loop for control and command system. This is a relay control. This is an RC car, remote control car that can controlled by a system of radio waves or radio frequencies. But the instruction set can be overridden. Not overridden per se. You know, there's some kind of think of the art. I don't know. This is one more beautiful AS submit for me. Well, let me speak to the camera. Uh, so I'm trying to take the concept of a motor system and have a sensor system, have a sensor of motor figure. Ontology basically gonna get vertebrae, so it's standard, so vertebrae go back. That was and they are sitting down and driving a car, and that's we can have extra pain if you're in the car, but sensory feedback loops will preserve the senses. Now, the senses for motor feedback loops, you have a motor feedback loop. The motor that control, and this is a cybernetic system that regulates itself and you, therefore you. So you don't have to, when it's time for you to let go of the wheel, you let go of the wheel, you can sit back and relax. You can have a calm literature. So you have a system like heartful and heartfelt. So you're gonna have things that can give you food and shelter, and things that can give you that's heartful. It sounds kind of stupid, but it's a human stroke. So basically, it's a human it's a framework compliance and a system engine that preserves your human right because it knows what you can do with the system. Primarily, the goal is to have architectural principle that based on control systems or cybernetics interface, so cybernetic control system, systems that have cyber, a system that can interpret into a signal as a control feedback, to an instruction code, to dictate some command. Because some think of a think of a so I'm claiming that you're gonna have some kind of coding that has some simple code. Think of a kind of coding like a command coding that will have some kind of a sensory coding and sensory coding and motor coding. Motor coding would look like economic code or some kind of control code that's executed by pressing input and control. But basically, you're gonna have a ADG model and or the ADG heuristics. So we're gonna have the system be executed in time or executed in space, and the space requires the memory of the bytes of storage. We're gonna have have a you have to have a system that's open sense, and the sensory feedback basically gonna be based on your senses of position, based on how you interface with the system, but how you react to the system. It's a reactive system. So, example, if I want to throw a punch right now, if I want to throw a punch, I have hold on to a punch. I go like that, like that, like that. That's a punch. That's me throwing a punch, in slow motion, like that. So, 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 so. And as I'm doing this, I get the control feedback loop. I can extend, because you can have an initiation stance and a controlled punch. And back, you're gonna have a like system note, they have a few moves. Think of me as a silhouette, just punching into thin air. But my punches, I'm not doing that. Not just I have to extend my finger, extend my hand to punch in space and time. But I can put it in space or time. For example, the space surrounding can be used as a resource to determine when the punch will land. And the time I react can be used to determine when the punch will hit or land. Same thing. So by doing this, I can do it in two ways. I can optimize for time or optimize for space. Seeing this as a feedback loop into the system, this is a feedback loop that expresses how I want to express myself, how I want to be, So I was wishing that the punch I'm throwing, I'm going somewhere. They have AGG type one. They are born in time. AGG type two is born in time. I was born in less than 3 months, but I operate in space. I operate in space around the world is spacious, so I operate in space, not time. I don't operate in time. I use space system basically. I operate in time first, but I operate in time space only. But then I operate in space. I was saying that system is like it's kind of a similar to that. Because I was born in time, that means I had time to be born, and because Prince is 9 months and I was born in space, I was not born in space, so I didn't need my system of memory to be too big to be able to be complete or be perfect. To be complete, to complete my development, and the system I'm saying, what I'm hinting at is open mortality going to give the same control feedback loop into the system like that. Also, basically, if you observe time, basically I was born in time, but I observed space. So therefore, I was created with space. I was born to space this universe. There's a two ways you can be born. You can be born in time. I was born in space, but operating in time. No, no, no. I was born in space and operating in time. And it doesn't matter what the operation is, you're operating with that resource, space and time, which are partial. Partial modes are the same thing. What even achieve? The control loop has to ensure that the system is like affected to or fine tune or calibrated to handle some kind of heuristic of sensory. So you can mitigate dyslexia, dyspraxia, and Asperger's. This is open motor, by the way. So dyspraxia is basically movement incoherence or movement, being dyspraxic is always dropping stuff, always dropping pens, rulers, pencils, never catching up what's working, like that, dropping stuff like that, say something and drop it, say. And dyslexia is the other one. So dyslexia is really the one to do with the process of the mind to the brain or the hand and eye coordination. of our body. So that's what I'm saying with time anyway. Thank you for watching the video.